Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out.
Party with Mala joining us tonight here on the show, fresh from Queens, New York. We are once again going national with our guest, Gabe, reaching out to different time zones and making sure our reach is there. I first connected with Mala on a trip to Queens in late 2017. Made some music with him and Mike, who's in the chat. But an incredible producer, entirely self-produced. Queens, New York, stand up. Mala Jones in the building, everybody.
Good. Can you hear me now?
We got you. We got you, baby.
All right, cool. I think I was connected to the interface. That was messing up the whole thing.
Word.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Good, man. Thank you so much for giving us your time representing Queens. Obviously, the hip hop goat, the self-proclaimed hip hop goat, LL Cool J resides from such borough. Talk a little bit about what's growing up in Queens. We obviously we know about LL, we know about Queensbridge and Nas and Mobb Deep and the whole Queens borough that all these that has birthed all these different artists. Is there a little bit of pressure, sort of following that?
So, the thing is, I rep Queens because my mom is from Queens, but I actually stay in Long Island. I grew up in Long Island.
Oh, got it.
I really rep Long Island harder than anything else. I gotta be honest.
I think that's Rakim and them out in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
It's a different sound out here.
Yeah. So you got the new album, Escaping My 20s. You have a whole video series. We're gonna get into that, all that. So did you just turn 30? Is that the question?
I just turned 29. I got 2 months left.
One more year left.
Yeah.
Does that make you nervous? Is that like, because a lot of people treat rap like NBA, right? Like you turn 30 in NBA, most of the good parts of your career behind you. But I also happen to know that, people like Smino down in St. Louis did not even start to get popping until age 30.
Right.
So how are you feeling about that impending horizon on your life?
Oh man, bro, I'm so nervous. Look, it's crazy, but at the same time, I feel like I'm more who I am now than I have ever been in my life. I feel like I'm more independent. I got enough money to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And like what's her name? Cardi B, she's what, 28, 29? The Migos, they're 28, 29. I'm right there. So,
So this is Mala Jones prime right now. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see.
So the record itself is kind of like you flash pointing all these different moments throughout your 20s and you sort of reflecting back on it. And then the intro is kind of interesting because it's like, you're on your second journey. So you're saying that entering into your 30s is the second part of your life.
Yes.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. But
Gabe having lived his 30s, has some thoughts.
I just left behind my 30s, so I can feel like this more feels like the second chapter than the 30s did. But why was it like sort of important for you to set that up to suggest so? And it also kind of forms into the video movie series of what the VR and the virtual reality of people stepping into this horizon when they've already passed it.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly feels like I'm on the clock because, I feel like my prime years are right now, 28 to 32. I can get away with a lot of stuff that I feel like I won't be able to get away with in maybe 7 years, 8 years. And I really, this year, like, because of the pandemic and because of everything else, I really put into play a lot of things I've been putting off. Like I did 4 events this year, 4 big events. They were all pop-up shops. I had vendors from all over Long Island, Queens, and Brooklyn, wherever coming. They were selling their own personally made products. I was teaming up with Curated by Jody, artists I never thought I would be close to. I was next to Ron Suno, Stunner Dior. And now I just feel like now is the time because like you said, it's kind of like the NBA, as you rap in the rap game, it's a young man's game. So gotta start making some shots,
That's what it is. That's what it is for sure. I want to talk a little bit about the events that you be throwing because you are one of the most multifaceted people I know. You will post memes on your story, get the laughs. You will post the music, get the right reactions, and then you will turn around the next day and throw an event with vendors from all over the city, like you're saying. What living in New York? How did the pandemic hit that? Because you were doing that before the pandemic started. How did that evolve? And like when people could finally poke their heads back outside, how easy was it for you to fall back into that group?
Okay, it was kind of tough in the beginning of the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie, because nobody was coming out. Everyone was scared. I wasn't scared, but like I was kind of weary, and that feeling never really came off for some people. For some people, they were inside the house and they're like, "What's going on? I'm not sick. I'm just bored." So those people, we kind of built a small. Still had curated events that were fun. But it wasn't as big, it wasn't as large scale as it was before. As time went on, it started getting bigger and bigger, especially this past summer. Everyone was outside. We outside, you know what I'm saying? I even made an events company, We Outside Events, because people just want to do that. So it's been good, but now it's gonna be cold again, you know, and it's still kind of pandemic-y. So I'm taking a little step back from the events until next year. Yeah.
Well, how good was it to make music that wasn't so focused on the pandemic itself, but more about feelings and emotions and relationships? So, what was that a great escape for you?
Yeah, the quarantine was, I hate to say this, but the quarantine was a blessing to me. And some people it wasn't, but for me, I got to stay home. My job forced me to be out, you know, working 12 hours a day. But all of a sudden now I'm home locked away in the studio. So I finally get to get all these ideas and concepts and feelings and thoughts out and into a song. And then also just being able to, I got to curate with a lot of people that I didn't have access to. Like I was reaching into my female base, seeing what type of sounds they like, what type of music they like, what type of message they like to hear. I was very in touch with my hood friends. You know, I know what they want to hear. It's very niche. So
Yeah, right.
you know, now I'm trying to reach a whole different side of my audience. So that's been dope.
I think that's what was interesting for me about this project, because it was almost, I don't know if it was fully 2 years, but it was close to 2 years since your last big drop, or at least, you know, a project drop. And what I loved about the project was that first off, it was full length, so you could show that diversity in sound. You had I heard New York drill in there. I heard, you know, nice pop music. But I also heard, you know, island vibes, a little bit, you know, Jamaican every now and again.
Yeah.
So it was definitely nice to get that diversity. I'm interested to hear you talking about, and we were talking about to Ronnie Rage about this sort of, you know, getting in tune with your fans and figuring out what they like to hear. What are some ways that you go about doing that?
Oh, okay. So this kind of plays into like the whole party promoting, party hosting events, hosting parties, because I've seen firsthand from my people who come out what type of vibe they want when they go to a party. I've been to 1,000,001 fashion shoots, 1,000,001 whatever video shoots. On the way to the shoots, we're bringing models with us, we're bringing girls, we're bringing rappers, and I just from being in that car ride, I can see what type of vibe they need to feel amped up. So just from the party environment, that's kind of what's molding my music and direction. Out here in New York, they love island vibes, they love drill music, like always. They might like other stuff, but I know they will always like that. And I'm interested in finding out other localizations, like what they're into. You know, Connecticut's right there, Jersey's right there. I kind of have a feel on Jersey club music. Connecticut kind of likes that conscious stuff. So I want to tap in more to those local areas, what their vibe is, you know, and
Right.
figure out how to just make more of that music.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, making a full length project, you know, I hear, you know, people regurgitate the same 15-second clip of people being like, you should only release singles. You should never release an album, especially not one that's very long. I really appreciated the diversity in sound, but what was your idea behind doing an LP as opposed to an EP?
I've been making music for a while, and I don't know, I just had so much. I had a bunch of music. This album is actually a short collection of songs. Like I have like maybe 100 songs that I just have, and I really wanted to just put out like a solid project. I know people haven't heard from me in a while, and I wanted them to be able to immerse themselves in a body of music. And then beyond that, I don't know. I just wanted to give them a vibe. Like, I know when I listen to a playlist of music or someone's music, like, I like to just listen to it and forget that, oh shit, I'm still listening to this album. Oh my God, this is
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the vibe of it was really good because it, like you mentioned, like it's if everything you said seems to have been put into practice, where like the top of the record is a lot of harder records, some party records, then it starts to slow down. It feels like it's more aimed at the female audience.
Yeah.
And then I want to get into the skit about chasing down hoes for housewives and that skit, and you searching for the ladies in all the wrong places. Did that come from like a real life experience of you just like running into bad relationships and you're trying to figure it out where you should congregate at to find a woman worth marrying?
That was a real conversation. That was a real conversation between one of my boys, Mitch Green. He likes to act like he's all cuffed up and he has it all figured out. But basically, he's telling me, I'm looking for girls in the wrong places. I'm going to the club. I mean, that's where I spend my time though. So I don't know where else. He's not wrong though. He's not wrong. You can't. You have to. I found the most success finding like a girl that I talk to long term outside of a party environment, just somewhere regular, like the laundromat or something. I don't know.
So how have those hot yoga classes been going then?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I never thought about that. I've been going to like the roller skating rink and shit like that. But
nah, man, I'm telling you, hot yoga. You
hot
know?
yoga. Okay.
Check out that's a pro tip. That's a pro tip. You know, it ain't gonna take me up on it, but just know.
Try that out. Everyone listening, hot yoga. That's the spot right there. Hot yoga.
Why did you decide to, instead of just pushing out videos, you made this so far it's 2-episode movie series that has you doing the day-to-day grind? It sucks, you're treated like shit, and then you escape into your virtual reality, which becomes then the video of the album. Why did you decide to present it in that fashion?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm still an artist. I'm still a rapper. I still have like, I feel like rapper pride. I see everyone putting out music videos.
Hold on. Before we continue, what is rapper pride? I want to know.
Break this down.
I know what it means. I know what it means, and I know what you mean, but I want to hear you say it.
It's like it's my style. It's like the way I do everything. I can't just. I have to do things in a certain way, at a certain caliber, a certain level. I can't just do it. I have to like do it in grandiose style, my style. Like, it is what it is. So with the movie and the music and the album, like I could have just dropped a single. I could have just done the album. I've done all those things before. Now I wanted to present it in a way that people weren't expecting. I wanted to present it in a way that's kind of live and kind of like, flexible. It can grow. Because a lot of this footage and a lot of this music it didn't have this one singular idea. It became that way. It was molded, and then we finalized it, made it into something big. And there's still a lot of potential where we can keep it going, or we can leave it where it is. Yeah. We'll see.
Well, one more question, Sam, before you slide in. The second episode, Ket sees you beating up your boss after he's kind of like being a little bit too aggressive with the female employee. Yeah. Have you ever had to put hands on your boss? Or was this just a fantasy that you've always wanted to do?
It is a fantasy. It's a beautiful fantasy. I have gotten into altercations with my manager. I feel like everyone has at some point, some level. My last manager, oh man. I wanted to lay
he had to take off the jacket.
It did not go unnoticed.
I wanted to lay hands on him so bad, but I keep it professional. I would never jeopardize my source of income over that unless it came to that. It didn't come to that though. Came close.
Word. I brought you on specifically tonight alongside Ronnie because both of you guys are incredible producers in your own right outside of music. We heard Ronnie talk about how important it was for him to get his own place and have his own space to create. You have had that what does that mean to you, and how do you find the space to create the music that you want to create?
Yeah, so you know what? At my last spot, yeah, you've been there before.
Yeah.
It was a dope spot, and I love being close to the city, but my neighbors would always complain, and that was just literally so stressful to me. I just had to leave. I came back out to Long Island. I got my own studio set up out here, and it's at this point it's like so necessary just to have a place where you can play music, because when you sample music, you sample instrumentals, you need to play it at full volume. You need to get into that vibe, immerse yourself in the music. Sometimes you need to rap and sing off key, off pitch, and you need a place to just do it by yourself. Like everyone is used to a final product, so you really need a space that you could just do you. That's absolutely essential.
And then a backup question off of that: what do you need to create in that space? What do you need to feel experimental? Is it a matter of equipment? Is it a matter of lighting? I see you got the colored lights in the back. What gets you in the zone, in that focus state?
I would say getting lit, for one. Two, always I like pen and paper. I like a pen and paper or a whiteboard. I used to be really into my notes, but what I found is I would just be speeding through cadences and flows. And now I just like to zoom into a section of lyrics and really think about what I'm saying. How is this wordplay coming off? How is it fitting with my flow? And then just I need speakers. I need the music loud. I need to because I build my flows off of the melodies and off the drums. So I need to hear it clearly and catch that groove. That's absolute. Yeah.
So I got sometimes we do ask silly questions like we did with Rodney Rage, but we're not going to ask you how to break up with someone. But what I am going to ask though is you have a record titled Blackout, and it's kind of like you sort of being so immersed and so sort of in a space with someone that you reach this high pinnacle of elation. So I've only been blackout drunk once, and it scared the shit out of me. Talk about the blackout experience that you might have had.
We put you on blast on the show. We put you front and center, baby. You know,
okay,
that's what the people want to hear.
Which story do you want to hear? I have too many.
Just pick the best. Just pick the best of the best.
Oh Lord. Oh man. I have two that really come to mind. Two terrible experiences. One was it was the first time I ever hit a bong. It was like my freshman year of college. I had just gotten so drunk. This is like maybe my fourth time drinking. Like, mind you, I really never got drunk before I went to college. I was drinking Pinnacle Vanilla or something.
Oh.
I had walked like 5 miles to get into this house party. We couldn't even get in. Then we went to this random guy's house. He had a bong on the table, and I had seen it so many times. I was like, oh, cool. How do you do this? And I took this massive hit, not knowing that I'd be fucked up. So I walked to the door, and I opened the door, and there's a police officer right there. And I'm like, oh God. As soon as I step out the door, I'm like, oh, what is going on? Next thing I know, I'm like on the lawn somewhere, like outside of the dorms. It's like 5 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? The other blackout story kind of goes just like that. So
hey, New York knows how to party, man. You would go out to a party in New York, and then you'll look up and realize that it's 5:30 a.m. You got to be at work the next day. It's not sweet out there. You know, it's not sweet. Before we let you go here, I got one final question, and I want you to have a little fun with it. You mentioned a lot of times on the record about having taste. And you, my friend, are one of the people who has impeccable taste, in my opinion. So explain to the people, the good people of this show, what having taste means and how people are missing the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I personally think a lot of people are unconsciously sheep. They tend to follow trends without really understanding what the trend is, where it came from, what it means. I want everyone to think for themselves. That's kind of why I went with this elaborate scheme for this project, because I want to stimulate people to think for themselves, you know. So when you have taste, when you select, when it comes to your clothes, when it comes to your jewelry, where you go, like, curate your life, build the life you want, be the architect of your destiny, because you could settle for anything. There's a lot of people out here trying to finesse you, artists. There's a lot of people out here trying to finesse you. So you gotta think for yourself. Don't just do it because it looks good, because social media says it's good. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. And that's powerful, man. That's powerful. That's all I got, Gabe. What you got?
I think that's a great place to leave it at. Party with Mala, aka Mala Jones, joining us here on Weekend at Gabe's. The new record, Escaping My 20s, it's out there on all digital streaming platforms. Go check the video out too on YouTube. Trust me, it's super entertaining and enjoyable. We appreciate you so much. Not from Queens, but from Strong Island.
Strong Island.
There you go.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We got you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We appreciate it. All right, Mala Jones closing us out here on Weekend at Gabe's. What a show. What a group of guests. Great job booking that, Sam. That was fantastic. I had a lot of fun with them. I had a lot of fun researching them as well. So it was a really good day.
Incredible people. I hope anybody watching got some tips, some tricks on how to be self-produced, on how to motivate yourself to work on yourself, for yourself. All of that stuff is awesome. If you're ever in Queens, Mala is outside throwing events with this We Outside Entertainment. And if you are ever in the city of Chicago looking for an awesome show to go to, you can't go wrong with anything Ronnie Rage or Shigo Turbo, for that matter.
I didn't even get a chance to joke with him because it sounded like such a play off Insecure. We got you. We got you, or we got your back, or something like that from Insecure. But if you haven't seen it, it's hilarious. But anyways, yeah, it's fantastic that he's out there still working and hustling and getting his music out there, challenging listeners, and with the visuals, just really putting forth a great effort. So go check the record out. Trust me, it's probably longer than what you're accustomed to, but it's really enjoyable. There's a lot of diverse sounds on there, so
it's something for everybody on that project too. And
absolutely.
Same thing going through Ronnie Rage Records. There's something for everybody there, and they're both genre benders in their own right, and both masters of the craft, baby.
Exactly. All right, well, let's preview Thursday. We got the return of Thursday Thunnies.
Woo!
Hit it. Fresh off his creative hustle, he's been doing pilot episodes to try to pitch to networks. I was at their second episode on Sunday night, which was absolutely phenomenal. Jay Davis is going to be joining us to have a nice laugh with us and also talk about his new endeavor with Creative Hustle, and which pins together sketch and stand-up comedy. It's both the blends of two worlds. It's going to be really phenomenal to talk about that. And then we also got another huge guest who's going to be joining us.
We have the return of Trap House Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to hit the air horn. Trap House Chicago is back. We spoke to Heavy Crowns when they were still working out of Concept Store 002. And we are now here with the founder and owner of Trap House Chicago, Mashawn Ali, joining us here on Thursday night to talk about the opening of Concept Store 003 somewhere in Wicker Park, I believe. And they are hosting an event this Saturday for people to come and listen to some new unreleased music and generally have a good time. And if you don't know anything about Trap House Chicago, you absolutely should. They are bringing their unique energy and indelible qualities to the north side. They've been killing it on the south side. So tune in Thursday night. It's going to be funny. It's going to be a little bit serious. We're going to bring it all together, and then we're going to let y'all have a good Halloween. And stay tuned, because something is coming for that 100th episode, baby.
There you go. Are we dressing up for Thursday? I kind of feel like we should.
Yeah, okay. We could dress up for Thursday. If you really want me to dress up for Thursday, I got you.
We don't have to OD overkill it, but we could have fun with it.
All right, I got you, Gabe. I will commit to that live on air right now. Don't worry.
All right. and maybe we can get Spock into something really, really fun.
Hey man, he's honestly a weird fit for clothes. He's somewhere between a medium and a large. You know what I mean? He's like a Marge. It's hard to find pants that fit. He's got a really skinny taper. So I can't promise Spock will be dressed up, but I can promise that I will be dressed up.
All right, sounds good. All right, don't forget to give us a follow on these socials. Weekend Gabe, Weekend at Gabe's the real Sam Crane. Put all three into your life. You'll be a better person for it. See us on Thursday night, right back here, same bat place, same bat channel, and appreciate you guys all tuning in. What is it? Oh, and don't forget the three items: share, support, and show love. Trust me,
Woo!
It works. That's all
it is. That's all it is. And we out, America. It's my favorite part of the show. You don't have to kick me out the door.
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.